Hello everyone and welcome to this new lecture. Today we're going to talk about conditional sentences. So what are conditionals? Conditional sentences express the outcome of a certain action given a certain condition. So in other words, if a certain condition is fulfilled, something else will happen. If you do something, something else will happen. So this is basically the meaning of what a conditional sentence is. So there is some technical terminology that one needs to learn when talking about conditions. And I am talking about two concepts, the concept of protasis and the concept of apothecis. So let us see both of them. So what is a protasis? Protasis means proposition. It's a Greek word and gives the condition of one action. In other words, it is the sentence that contains the if conjunction, which in Latin is expressed by si or nisi. Si means if, nisi means if not or unless. Here I give an example. If you study hard, you will get a good grade. Of course, the sentence that contains the if is if you study hard, therefore that is the protasis. The second term is apothecis. Apothecis is also a Greek word which means giving back or payoff. It expresses what happens if a certain condition is fulfilled. And in more simple words, it is the sentence that does not contain the if. In other words, the main clause. As an example, if you study hard, you will get a good grade. So you can see that the sentence without the if, which corresponds to the main clause, to the clause that can stand by itself, it's the second part of the sentence. You will get a good grade. The protasis does not have to necessarily come before the apothesis. They can come in any order. So you can put the protasis first or you can put the apothesis first, nothing changes. If we were to give an example in English using our previous sentence, if you say, if you study hard, you will get a good grade, you're putting the protasis first and then the apothesis. But if you say, you will get a good grade if you study hard, you are putting the apothesis first, but as for the meaning, nothing changes. Let us come to the actual conditional sentences. So the first one is the simple conditional. For the present tense. So this conditional expresses a condition that is generally true in the present. So if I were to give an example in English, it is if you stay out on the sun for too long, you get burned. Because it is a thing that always happens. So I am expressing basically a general truth. In Latin, in the protasis, you will find the present indicative. While for the apothesis, you will find the present indicative as well. As we have seen, the indicative is the mood of certainty, so it is used to express something that is certain or generally true. Here I give an example in Latin, si venis Romam, forum vides. So if you come to Rome, you see the forum. I am expressing something that is a general truth, because the forum is there in Rome. So if you come, it is certain that you will see the forum. The translation in English is not really a problem because it's literal. You have to translate with the simple present for the protasis and the present simple for the apothesis. We can also have a simple conditional referred to the past. It always expresses a general truth, but not in the present, but in the past. In the protasis, you will find the perfect indicative, as well as in the apothesis, in which you will find the perfect indicative as well. Here I give an example in Latin. Si in forum venisti, consulem vidisti. So if you came to the forum, you surely saw the consul, because the consul is always there. So if you came to the forum, it is certain that you saw the consul. So as you can see, even here, I am talking about a general truth. Therefore, I have to use the indicative. this time in the perfect tense because it refers to the past. The translation in English is not really a problem because nothing changes from Latin and it is going to be literal. You will use therefore a past simple for the prothesis and the past simple for the apothesis. Let us come to the trickier ones, so the future more vivid. The future more vivid is not really too difficult, but still there are a couple of things that need to be pointed out. So it expresses a condition that it is likely to happen in the future. So we are still within a condition, but it is a condition that is not certain anymore. It is only possible but likely to happen in the future. So, for example, let us take the sentence that we used at the beginning. If you get a good grade, if you study hard, you will get a good grade. And this is one example, because if you study hard, it is likely that you get a good grade. So in the protasis you find the future indicative, as well as in the apothesis, in which you find the future indicative as well. This is why, for example, in Italian grammars, when you study the future more vivid in Latin, you will also find the term double future, because you use the future indicative both for the protasis and the apothesis. Let us see the example. Si venies in forum, tibi donum dabo. So, if you come to the forum, I will give you a gift. So, in English, using the double future would be wrong. You cannot say, if you will come to the forum, I will give you a gift, because the sequence of tenses in English is not correct. The correct sequence is using the present simple for the protasis and the future simple, which is the future with will, for the apothesis. So, if you come to the forum, I will give you a gift. So we have said many times that Latin is a much more precise language than English or the many other modern languages. So we also had the future more vivid emphatic, which expresses a condition that it is likely to happen in the future, such as the future more vivid, but it puts emphasis on the action that happens earlier in time. So it basically stresses the action that comes first and then expresses the action that comes after. For this, you will find for the protasis the future perfect indicative, while for the apothesis just the future indicative. Let us take an example. Si veneris in forum, tibi donum dabo. As you can see, veneris is the future perfect of venio, to come, and dabo is the future simple of the verb do, to give. So the literal translation would be, if you shall have come to the forum, I will give you a gift. This is just the literal translation, and it is a little oddly phrased in English. So I would say that the most proper translation is totally equal to the one of the future more vivid. So if you come to the forum, I will give you a gift. So what is the sense for Latin of putting a future perfect in the protasis? Because, as you can see, if I use veneris, I am saying that the action of coming to the forum comes first, and then comes the action of giving you a gift. And this is true, because before I can give you a gift, you have to come to the forum. So the future perfect stresses the action that is done first. So the English, but even Italian, is not as precise as Latin. So the best way to render the future more vivid emphatic is just to translate this as a normal future more vivid. So it requires the present simple for the protasis and the future simple, the future with will, for the apothesis. Here you can find a table which summarizes all the conditions that we have studied today. This is also present in the book, but usually these conditionals are not a problem. I think that the problem which is most urgent is not recognizing the type of condition in Latin, but it is translating the condition in English. And it is the thing that students have more trouble with. But again, this requires just exercise. So that will come with practice. Okay, this is all I had to say. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in class.